Coach, dominant win. Just start with an opening statement.
Really proud of our team. Proud of the approach. This was a tough game, coming off a tough loss on Tuesday in Moraga, a game that we expected to win and did not go our way. And all we talked about all week was what our response was going to be, and credit to these guys for coming out tonight, embracing the game plan. I thought, to be up 14 at the half with JMO in foul trouble and not really much of a factor at all in the first half is a credit to our team, and we approached the game the right way. So to get a 24-point win against a very talented Pepperdine team, I'm happy with that.
Coach, can you speak a little about the senior class and their impact as teammates for this program the last few years?
Yeah, these nights are always hard on coaches and players. Our program values the relationships and these bonds that are formed over, many, many years with these guys. And to be honest, I tried not to think a lot about that today to avoid kind of some emotions coming into it because these guys mean so much to me and our staff and the rest of the locker room. They've all done so much for our program. Aside from all the wins they've helped us get, they've just been great representations of what college basketball players should be, but what Dons should be. They've represented our university in a first-class manner. So I don't want to think about the last time coaching them. I just want to enjoy every day we get together because we have a lot of basketball left.
Chips, you had 19 tonight. It seemed like your teammates were finding you all night long in the paint. What is it like playing in an unselfish offense?
It's fun. It's very fun. Everyone gets to, be unselfish and you just have fun out there, really.
And there's only one loss this year at the Hilltop. How much does it play as a home court advantage to you guys?
It's amazing. I would say from when I came here 3 years ago to now, the energy, the atmosphere in the building is completely different. And that's a credit to our fans. Our guys feed off the energy that our fans bring. Give a shout out to our student body. I think they've been phenomenal with the way they've come out and gotten behind us. And we need that and then some, Thursday night down in Chase Center. We need all our fans and our faithful to come out and get behind our team. But there's a reason why we were 15-1 at home, and a lot of that is attributed to our loyal fan base and the energy they bring.
You guys forced 13 turnovers today. You guys seem to always be like Malik Thomas is always in the passing lanes. Mogo gets steals. Can you just talk a little bit to that?
Yeah, Pepperdine hadn't been turning the ball over much at all, and we go into games kind of talking about how we can flip teams over and create some easy run-out baskets. I think that has a way of getting our offense going too. And I thought, especially early in the game, we did a good job at turning them over. And that's kind of how we've been all year. I think we're top 30 in the country in turnover rate. And we need to continue to do that down the stretch in some of these big games that are coming up.
You guys had 24 fouls tonight and also a similar number against St. Mary's a few nights ago. Can you speak a little bit to that and how that kind of might negatively impact the game?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about that after the game. And we've just had some kind of careless, ticky-tack, undisciplined fouls. And if we aspire to beat the teams that we have marked on our schedule, you can't put teams at the line as many times as we have the last two games. I thought that was a differential in the St. Mary's game. It reared its head again tonight, and I know for sure as we prepare for Gonzaga on Thursday, we got to do a lot better job at defending without fouling, showing our hands, walling up, being tough. And some of that, I would say, comes as we get a little bit mentally and physically fatigued. We need to fight through a little bit better, and we'll address it this week. But it's nice to also know what you need to correct this time of year. And we have the power to make some changes and be a little bit better on that front, and we will come Thursday.
And then you guys got Chase Center on Thursday. Can you just speak a little bit on that? Is there like a lot of excitement around it? And what are you guys looking forward to?
You want to take that?
Last time we played in the Chase Center, we got a really good win, big win for us, and obviously hoping that we do that again. It's a great place to play. I'm excited.
So we know that Gonzaga is like a huge enemy or or a huge team to play against. Do you think that the Chase Center game is like kind of like a preview of what's going to happen in Vegas?
It's a good question. It's going to be a challenge. Number one, we know that we're going to have to be at our best to compete and give ourselves a chance to win. But we're really not trying to think about Vegas at this point. We're trying to stay extremely short-sighted and focus on what's next. I think that's been good for our team all year. Just talking about what's next and not looking too far ahead or getting caught up in what may be. All I know is when we come in Monday, we got to focus up on how we're going to beat Gonzaga on Thursday. And then whatever comes after that, we'll get to that after Thursday night's game.
Yeah, and this one's for Chips. How would you develop your performance from this game moving forward, and how would you make a profound difference in this team?
I've definitely been a lot more, offensive-minded, and then it's kind of been taken away from my defensive abilities. And so I think the next step for me is to have the same motor as I have on one side of the basketball, and to have on both sides basically.
And one more question for you, Chips. What have you learned about your strengths and weaknesses on the court this season, and how would you improve in the next one?
Strengths and weaknesses. I'm a very bad lob catcher. I get lazy quite often, and moving on, I think I need to. Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. So basically what are some strengths and weaknesses from this season, and how would you improve next season?
I definitely develop a more consistent three-point shot, and I think playing more is just what's best for me, and defensive rebounding.
There you go.
Coach, you shut down Ndewedo again, the WCC's leading scorer, only 10 points. What was the game plan on him?
Just to make everything tough on him. I thought both times we've played them, we've done a really good job of, number one, he's taken the challenge of guarding him and making things difficult. But when you play players like that and the Porters and the Mallets, they're all extremely talented, it becomes team defense, and so Chips took it personally. But I thought we did a really good job in the gaps off the ball of just not giving him much daylight as he got into his moves. And he's a heck of a player. He's had a phenomenal year and just had an off night. But he's a really, really impressive talent.
20 assists as a team. You forced 13 Pepperdine turnovers. Just talk about that side of the ball heading into March.
We're playing the right way, and I think that's why you're seeing our shooting numbers, continue to rise, both from 2 and 3. That's a product of sharing the ball and the ball not being sticky. We did it, I think, the last 3 or 4 games now. Shot 50% from the floor and 40% from 3 at St. Mary's, a team that's one of the best defensive teams in the country. And that's a credit to our guys. We've put a couple new things in offensively to get us a little bit more movement. But I think our guys are learning how to operate with one another, and they're learning each other's games. These guys haven't had many games together. They have a lot of new faces, and they've done a really good job of just kind of staying the course and continuing to get better as a group. So I'm really, really proud of that. That's how the game should look. It should be over a 50% assist rate and low turnovers. We talk about that prior to every game.
Chips, 6 of you guys were in double figures tonight. What does that speak to in terms of no matter who has the ball, you guys can score, and how does that open it up throughout the game?
I mean, I say all the time, any one of us could have a night. So just depends really. A lot of talented guys in the team. So yeah.
Coach, last question for you. Robbie Beasley has come along in a solid way throughout the season. Just speak to his development.
Yeah, he's always ready. That family is built a certain kind of way, and they're competitors. They're tough. They're about the team. They just come every day with the same kind of workmanlike approach. And for Robbie to, get eligible halfway through the season and find a way to get into the rotation, and really proud of him for finding ways to affect winning. And he does it in ways that don't show up in the box score. He's got a great voice. He's very communicative for our team when he's on the floor, and plays the right way offensively. And so we need to continue to, develop that as we come down the stretch.